YouTube faithful, what is going on? We made it through Taco Tuesday. It is now Wednesday. How about Anthony Edwards yesterday, boys and girls? Full line cash in the first quarter, pretty much. I told you to take his Gabi as the priority. If you paired it up with the tacos, you doubled up, and his OG line covered. And in fact, yesterday's YouTube video, 4 picks given, 3-1. And if you count the subverts, like I gave you Braun's PRA and his assist, it's technically 4-1, okay? Cam Thomas sold. It is what it is. 3-1, that's still 80%. Well, roughly 75%, but I'm giving it away. I gave 4 picks yesterday, 3 for 1. If you didn't win yesterday, it's not my thing. So if you were a new subscriber yesterday and new to the channel, I hope you stick around because there's going to be plenty more of that as this season rolls along, but not just for NBA, baby, but for NFL too. Captain Crush does it all. And unlike all these other, quote, cappers, isn't it funny that they call me Cap because Captain Crush, it's hilarious, but I hate that word cappers. You know, I'm a real person just like you, buddy. I open up my prize picks, I slide to the left, I slide to the right. I love seeing the green, I hate seeing the red. I don't think I'm better than you. I couldn't care less if you bet 5 or 500. The only thing I care about is respect and the fact that you have a winning process. And my job is to teach you that process, baby, one way or the other. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, smash that subscribe button like mama taught you right. And hit that like button because it helps your boy out. And this video, I'm only starting this video at 2 p.m. Central. I'm late. And the reason I'm late today is because I was in the lab cooking and trying to get more projection sheets out for my Discord community, the paying subs that keep me going, that allow me to do this full time each and every day. I'm trying to give them more tools and more tricks to increase their return on investment, and by God, I will do it. And today, the beta build for usage rates and fantasy points per minute and fantasy points in general is live. So if you're in the Cord and you haven't seen it, Captain Crush, Discord under the Daily News tab, it's there in the PDF format. So are the projections. Use it side by side and crush. Now that intro's over, let's get to cooking, shall we? Now, we got ourselves a massive 11-game slate. Oh my goodness, 11 games. We got a lot to choose from. But there's a flip side to that comment, guy. It means that whatever I like now at 2 p.m. Central is going to be subject to change by the time 5:30 in the crunch hour lock window starts. And that means you need to be plugged in. But the first man that I'm going to talk about, bang, is Jayson Tatum. Oh, Cap, he may be a blowout. It may blow out. Yeah, I get all of that. It may do this, it may do that, but the fact of the matter is, predicting NBA blowouts is a fool's errand. They just played Detroit. That wasn't a blowout, was it? We don't know what happened. Oh no, Cat, blowout. Yeah. It may blow out, absolutely, but you don't try to predict blowouts. It's a 6-point spread, I believe it was. I'm going with it, and I get to look at my new tool right out of the gate. Let's go. Where is it? It's not really a tool. I'm just giving you guys the data. You can find it somewhere, probably behind another paywalled fantasy site or something like that, but I'm trying to help my Discord members have everything in one place. Eventually, it'll be your one-stop fantasy sports shop, CaptainCrush.net, baby. I'm telling you right now, it'll have everything. You just gotta let me cook. So here's Jayson Tatum. He played 30 minutes the other night, 31% usage rate, okay? 31% usage rate, which means the ball's in his hands 31% of the time, which means he's getting fantasy points a lot, okay? Now, this data right here that I'm using is from opening night. So October 22nd, it's the first game they played. Eventually, I'll have the whole season averages, but for right now, it's the most recent out of the last 5 games. 30 minutes played, 31% usage rate, 61 fantasy points, and he had a 2 fantasy point per minute average that night. Now, his season average is going to be more like 1.5 to 1.6. But the idea is, let's just say he's averaging 1.5 fantasy points per minute. You would multiply it times however minutes you think he's going to play. Remember what I always tell you guys, minutes equals money in the NBA. So if he plays 35 minutes tonight, which this game was a blowout, so he only played 30, but let's just say his floor is 30, right? 1.5 times 30, and it's already time to go back to the handy dandy calculator and notepad. Oh my gosh, it's not even Halloween. 1.5 multiply it times 30, bang, you get 45. Now that's assuming he only has a 1.5 fantasy point per minute, but we know it's going to be higher. It's going to be more like 1.66 and you would get 49.8. His line is 49. Now, and this is also if he's only playing 30 minutes, he's most likely in a competitive situation going to play the big 3-5. So 35 times 1.5, if we use his floor, you get 52. Either way you slice it, either equation you use, my brothers and sisters in Christ, I am taking Tatum's fantasy points at 49, and if he sells, well, by God, he sells. It's really that simple, y'all. Okay? I gotta go with it. Now, I know it's gonna be scary because, yes, it can blow out. I'm talking about that, but it's the Indiana Pacers. We saw the playoffs. It's a rematch. It's a fast pace-up spot. Maybe the Pacers play with a chip on their shoulders. We just don't know. I used that same narrative with Anthony Edwards last night versus the Mavs, and what happened? Nagasaki for my boy Ant Edwards. He cashed that taco in the first quarter because he's him, because he absolutely played like a dog. And whenever there are going to be narratives like that, you got to target them. It's one of the 4 pillars, narratives, especially in the NBA. You cannot just leave it out because you don't think it's important. Now, there are other spots you could go here on this game. You could maybe look at Al Horford, Derek White, even Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday. All these guys have ceiling potential in this matchup, okay? Anytime you take the Celtics, it's literally roulette. It reminds me of the Dodgers hitters, and it also reminds me of the Green Bay Packers receivers, y'all. It's just all about roulette, getting the right guys. You know you're going to get what you're going to get, and you're going to have to get some luck to go with it. But I showed you the math. It's a gut call. I'm going with it. If he sells, he sells. Now, what I also like to do is go over to DG Fantasy, which you guys know we talk about this every video, okay? And you can see there's only one projection for his fantasy score, and it's 50.5. Now, I don't take these fantasy scores, even when they're up here, that literal because we're getting projections from all over the place. But you can see his points, his rebounds, his points rebounds, his points assist. They're all favored to go under except his RA and his assist, which Tatum isn't really dishing dimes usually anyways. Now, before you string me up, comment guy, of course Tatum can facilitate. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying on average. So I just went with the fantasy score because I get all the Tatum. I get the boards. I get the dish dimes. I get the points. I get blocks. I get steals. And unfortunately, I get turnovers too, but I don't think he's going to be turning it over because I think he's just going to cook. And if he doesn't cook, well, then I'm cooked, and I'm okay with it, baby. I'm okay with it, and you gotta be too. We're gambling. But while we're here, let's just refresh and see if there's anything up here. Look at all these fantasy scores being juiced under because they're way too high. You could just go down the list and you'd be winning and crushing 54% of the time. Whoa, Cap, I used DG and I put it in and it didn't hit. I'm unsubbing. Know your role, jabroni. If you got something to hit 54% of the time, that still leaves 46% of the time where it doesn't hit. You cannot forget about the other side of that coin. If I flip a US quarter, it's got heads, it's got tails. It's going to land heads and tails the same amount of times, no matter how many times I flip it. But that doesn't mean that I could flip it 10 times and not get tails 10 times. It's math. Doesn't care about your feelings. You just got to go with it. Now, there's a couple of interesting things on here. My boy, Ja Morant. I was just going to talk about his assist at 6. They bumped it up to 6.5, baby. 6.5. So now I'm off of it. So then I'm out of here. I'm off of it. So what are we going to do? Well, you can skim through here and you can find the 52%ers or whatnot, but that ain't going to give you any expected value. That's literally 50-50. So what you have to do is you have to look at the line, and then you got to have a projection sheet, which I provide. You compare the two, and when they're in harmony, you hit. You put it in a lineup, baby. And I provide that for the Cord faithful. So what are you doing? Get in the mix. By the way, live streams at 5:15 Central today. We're going to cover it all. So this is what this is. This tool's invaluable. A lot of people talk about it. Skywalker, myself, all the other content creators probably too. But use code CRUSH, 25% off. I give you 30 days of the Cord. In fact, email guy, I just hit you up with the trial today. I know you emailed me the other day. Check it. It's in the mix. Again, that's code CRUSH. The link's in the description. Now, you can see right here, Jordan Poole over 6.5 assists is minus 130 on Pinnacle, the most important book. Minus 118, 30, 30. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of juice on the overside, so let's go take a look. He hasn't even sniffed 6.5 assists. Now, this game and matchup could feed families. Atlanta versus Washington, and they just played, so you're going to have a good idea of what's going to go down in this matchup. Now, what I would think would be hitting would be Trae Young and Jordan Poole, 18 assists combo. combo. That might be crispy. Maybe it's not. But you want to know what I'm going to do with Jordan Poole? I'm about to throw a rabbit out of the hat, comment guy, because this has been a wagon last season, and it could just be a wagon again this season. Now, we've only had NBAs for a couple days, 6 or 7 days, October 22nd, and it's about to be Halloween. It's Hallows Eve, 10:30. Can we continue to make coin off Jordan Poole's first half PRA? It is all going to come down to the minutes, my brothers and sisters in Christ. If he gets gate kept out of the first half, well, then chalk it all to hell. But if he plays 16 to 17 minutes in that first half, I think it's hitting, because he's a first half demon. He's a second half ghost, but he's a first half demon. So I will have exposure to Jordan Poole, first half PRA. Now, real quick, let's go look at those assists, and you can see he's had 12 potential assists against Atlanta, 14 against Cleveland, and 16 against Boston. This is this season, y'all. The most important stat for finding assists is the potential assists. Period. Now, you may not know what potential assist means, so let me break this down for you. It literally means how many times he dished the ball and they shot it, and he could have had an assist in his column. Players have to make their shots for players to get assists. Unfortunately, he's on a poverty team, but 12, 14, 16, you know he has juice on Pinnacle to go over 6.5. For that reason alone, you could take a shot on it. Now, like I said, the first half PRA, let's take a look at the historical stats, shall we? Look at this green. It's ridiculously green. If you look at the last 20, it's ugly, it's tough sledding. But look at the last 10. You want to talk about green? But let's look at this season, because I couldn't give a rat's behind about last season. 2019, 21. He's getting his points. So you could scrap the first half PRA if you would like and just take his first half points, because he's absolutely chucking. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have, just like Braun yesterday, comment guy, with the PRA and the assist, I'm splitting exposure. So I'll have a pair like this, and I'll have a pair like this, okay? Tatum's my priority. I'm going down with the ship. If Tatum doesn't get there today, Captain Crush, chalk it all, put an L in the L column for Captain Crush, because I will lose. But if Tatum does turn green, if he does cash, put a W in every lineup I got in tonight is now going to have one leg out of the way, whether it's a 2-man, a 3-man, a 4-man, a 5-man. By God in heaven, if it's a 6-man, I'll have one leg green. You dig? That's called anchor. Then you find your darts, whatever they may be, whoever you like, the Jordan Pooles of the world, and you mix and match and splish and splash. You want to be exposing yourself to a list of plays and picks that you like instead of just individual micro props. So a list would be a macro. Let's say you get 10 props that you like. You pick out 6 of them and you mix them around and all the 6 hit. So now you have a 6 of 10 hit. You lost 4, 6, 1. You have a 60% win rate on your picks for the day. You need to find a way to make coin on that. And the way you find a way is by mixing and matching and anchors and darts. And I teach this verbatim in the Discord. So once again, stop being cheap. I actually ran a promo for it. Again, I brought it back. I shouldn't have. My God, I know I shouldn't have, but I did. I'm offering more value than the 29-cent hamburgers in McDonald's back in the day on Mondays. My goodness. CaptainCrush.net. I get comments all the time. Cap, how do I join the Cord? You want to join the family? It ain't just about win, lose, or draw. We're a family in there. We got guys making side bets with each other. I got a bet with Dan for 2K. I'm about to get shelled. That's right. A Discord member, and I have a bet for the World Series. I'm about to have to pay up $2,000 to this guy. Okay? We got people doing random giveaways, myself included. I give it away all the time. In fact, that Dan guy just did a giveaway. Other people do giveaways when they have big days. Everybody helps each other out. We got people that'll look at the projection sheets, find the value posted for the Cord when I'm not there, when I'm doing these videos. It's a family, folks. It's a place where you can come in, sweat your lineups with all of us, be a little degen that you are, but at the same time, you're going to learn, and you're learning from somebody that knows what's up. Everything that I know, that all my beats, I'm passing it along to you guys. So I know there's a lot of you on the fence. There's like 4 to 5,000 people that watch these videos every single day on average. So get off the fence and get in the mix. 1 month, promo code SWEEP gets you in for $15 for new members only for your first month. After that, it's normal price. If you don't think it's worth $15 a month or even $25 a month, well then God bless you. I shake your hand. I tell you to take a hike. No hard feelings. But I think you will stick around. I have one of the highest retention rates, if not the highest retention rate on Dub Club. And that's for good reason. You'll get access to the daily prop list, the projection sheets, which this is a preview of what, oh, I have that open. That's the one that I'm working on. I have the NBA actual projections, NFL projections for every single game that look like this. You'll get value of that. You'll be 54% ahead if you just tailed direct from that. You'll get my lineups, which right here, I gave out Strother and Edwards. I post lineups there. The daily prop section, which look like this. But the most important part is you get access into the live streams, which are Monday through Friday. I take Saturday off, and then Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Central before lock to do the Lord's work and cook. And like I said, there's people in here taking the projection sheets, cooking up slips, and cashing. Kyrie, Aaron Gordon, Schroeder, all these projected to go over. All of them, cash them, folks. It's critical that you guys are in the mix. Lucky Tuna, she uses projection sheets like she goes to church. All of these, cash her. She makes live bets. She does it all. She's a crusher. She's been crushing since day one. She's been in the court an entire year. Unc James, Edwards, and Pods. Bro, I could go on. Watts. Oh, my goodness. Watts. When you know Watts is cashing, you know there was coin to be made somewhere, folks. I'm just keeping it a buck. I mean, Watts might be one of the biggest haters in America, but I love the guy, and I got a father-son duo in the cord. Now, at first I did a week membership, but I don't like that. People come in, they try to steal your content and try to self-promote, so I scrapped that. It's $15 for the month, and if you think that's too big, then it's probably not for you anyways. But folks, give it a shot. You're gonna get in the mix. We're gonna be doing big things, and I'm gonna keep adding stuff to the cord each and every single week. This was my newest addition, the usage rates and fantasy points per minute. It'll be updated every day, highlighted, so you know what to do. Use that in tandem with a projection sheets, and you're in the mix. So let's go over some darts, because I know you all are fiending. You're fiending. And remember, don't just look at PrizePicks. You got Underdog, you got Chalkboard, Sleeper. All those are in the descriptions, and I cover all those too. And how about Soto yesterday, y'all? 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Oh yeah, cash the Soto, man. Backdoor cover. Tonight could be the same thing. Freddie Freeman, he's just getting it done. Freddie Freeman has just been going yarn every single game. If you want to ride the hot bat, you got to ride it, and you got to ride it soon, because it might be over tonight. So Freddie Freeman, you might just be in the mix again. You think I won't go back to Freddie Freeman after I've been on him every single game? Think again, comment guy. I ride trains around here. And that PrizePicks update, yeah, you know, just all I got to say, if you want to learn how to live bet with that new update, you got to be in the cord too, because I teach you guys. I got the method, the second half method. It's surgical. Yesterday, we almost had it, man. They gate kept Tice from us, unfortunately, or we would have had a Nagasaki second half slip. It is what it is. Player, like Teddy Long says. Now, I want to talk about this, and I'm going to steamroll here. Rui Hachimura, the most popular play in America. I don't know why they haven't bumped his lineup, but if you want to consider him, you can. But the highlight of it all, LeBron James returns to Cleveland. My, oh my, what is going to happen? Is he going to go off? Is he going to go under? Is he going to go yarn? I will leave that to smarter minds than me, but I will tell you this. You might want to have exposure to LeBron James. We're going to have to think on that. I'm still going to be chewing on it. This video is already going to be late. So remember, we talked about Tatum. We talked about Jordan Poole's first half. Now, real quick, another dart throw. People are going to be upset with him because of what happened last game. He got sick. He got DNP'd. He had 12 fantasy score. He was sick. If you want to target Franz Wagner, 36 fantasy score, you can. He's been playing at a high usage rate, high fantasy points per minute this season. I don't love it, but I think it's okay. Again, limit exposure. It's a dart. You could go there. And you already know, look at the hat. The Thunder play the Spurs tonight, baby. So what are we going to do? I want to target Chet. I want to target Williams, J-Dub. I want to target Shy. I just don't know what to take from these guys. I think we're going to mop the floor with them. But I do think that Alexander's rebound goblin at 4.5, you have to have exposure to it. The man has been cooking. My team, the Hat, they've just been cooking. It's only been 3 games, but we're 3-0, and I say it again, they have been cooking. And I took Wemby less a couple nights ago, and he cashed, right? It was sweat free regardless of what that box score says. And like I said, if he's not going to get 40 minutes or 35 minutes, if he's only going to be playing 30 minutes, it's always going to be in play. But I think as the season progresses, he's going to keep getting more and more minutes, so I'm not going to go near it tonight, okay? It's the narrative is Chet versus Wemby. What's going to happen? Historically, Chet has gotten cooked in this matchup. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do. My gut is telling me to take Chet, but I really don't want to be sweating my team versus the Spurs tonight, so I just defaulted to Ishgabi at 14.5 points. I know it's going to be okay. I think it's more likely that he gets 15 than he gets 20, so I went with that. So you got Alexander's rebound Gabi, which is going to be okay. It's risky because of the matchup he's in, but the priority is Chet's Gabi points all day long. You got another dart with Franz Wagner, okay? And then real quick before I talk about the last thing that I want to talk about, the Charlotte Hornets Toronto Raptors game and the Washington and the Atlanta game have potential to be fast-paced feed families. Figuring out which two of those guys to go in the 1v1 skinny stacks could make your night. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet, so I'm not talking about it. I have a couple of ideas, but I've been riding the Bilal train. But remember, I'm already on Jordan Poole, so I'm going to leave it alone there. And there's a lot of other wagons on this slate that I won't go into for the sake of time. But there is one person that I'm scrolling through here to find, and I got to talk about him. And that is Daddy Zubac. He's back, baby. He's back and he's unchained. Now, what's been the biggest problem with Zubac last season, the season before? And that is minutes. But for whatever reason, they're letting him cook this season. Finally, 35, 38, 39 minutes for Zubac is insane. And I am not afraid of the Portland Trailblazers in any capacity. Now, I know, oh, Cap, they got a big man there. I don't care. I don't give a Brahma Bull's rear end. Zubac cooks. If you're going to play Zubac 39 minutes, he's in the mix. His RA, his PRA, his points plus rebounds, his points, all of it is in the mix. If you can find an alternative line for Daddy Zoo at 29.5 or 30.5 PRA, you gotta take it. All of these are in play. 1, 2, 3, wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Now, the fly in the ointment is that he's being juiced not really in our favor. In fact, his PRA is being juiced under because it's 31.5 on every other book. PrizePicks is taxing, so wait to take his PRA because it's probably going to drop to 31.5. However, his RA and his points, they're fine. If anything, his RA could move up. Okay, look at what he's been doing this season as far as minutes. 37, 39, 33. Now, that night he played 33 minutes, he had a 24% usage rate, and he averaged 0.98 fantasy points per minute. 0.98. That means he's gonna cook. Look at the man's rebound chances. It makes me salivate. 23 versus the Warriors. 29 versus Denver. Hey, comment guy, do you have any idea who plays on Denver? His name is Joker, and he's the best basketball player in the world. And he had 30 rebound chances against that team. My goodness. Imagine what he can do to Portland. And if we filter it to centers, they're dead last almost. 25, 21, 23 in everything allowed. I am not afraid of them. Potential assists, 6 and 7. Pick and roll, pick and pop. Zubac's doing it all, baby. He's dishing it. He's grabbing it. He's scoring on his own. Field goals attempted, 19, 17, 13. And it's trending up. So Zubac is absolutely in the mix. You're not getting me to fade Zubac tonight. If he sells, chat, say again, he sells. In fact, I like the Zubac and Tatum combo for the Wombo combo, baby. So, that's all I got to say about that, y'all. And if you're new to this channel and you think, wow, this guy's crazy, he's full of energy, he talks too loud, blah, blah, I don't care, baby. You gotta have energy when you're talking about things that are important. We're dealing with coin here. Nobody takes this more serious than me. I respect your coin and I treat it like it's life or death, man. I promise you. I put in the work for you guys to try to break it down and give you something. Now, I still got to edit this video and everything, but remember, there is a live stream at 5:15. We go over all of this. We go over everything, even more so. And while I'm looking at this, you want a demon play? Zubac 3.5 assists. Book it. If he gets 6 or 7 assists tonight, put it in the veins because he's going over if he gets 6 or 7 potential assists. Whenever you have centers that are giving potential assists out at the 6 or 7 and they only need to get 3, 4, 5, it's cooking because their assists are going to be the outside corner threes or just the little pick and roll, bang to the rim, 2-point, cash it, score it. If he hits that demon, I'm going yarn. So, I appreciate you tuning in, baby. This video is super late. I told you I was working in the lab today trying to get these sheets out for the boys in the court and the girls in there too. There's a bunch of you. So what Captain Crush is asking for, what I need you to do, know your role, pay the toll, smash that like button so YouTube pushes this video out into the universe so I can still average those generational view counts that you guys have made me get. I appreciate each and every one of you. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.